away. All right, here we go. 5.3, elimination is the process. Stop it, get my pen back. The process of adding two formulas in order to eliminate a variable. All right, so with substitution, you get rid of an x or you get rid of a y by literally substituting it out with what it equals. Okay, this way we're actually going to combine two equations together in a way that just cancels one of them out. Okay, so step one, I'll leave that up there. Step one, basically, we are going to multiply if necessary. You may not have to. Thank you, man. Bokai is not here today. Multiply, if necessary, one or both equations, T-I-O-N-S, so that you get the same number but opposite signs. Okay, for example, like a 2x and a negative 2x, or a 3y and a negative 3y. Okay, get the same number but with opposite signs. Okay, and the purpose of those is what happens when I do 2x minus 2x? What do you get? 2x minus 2x? What's 2 minus 2? 0. That's the purpose of this. You are rigging these so that when you add them together, you get like 2 minus 2 or 3 minus 3. They add up to 0, therefore canceling one of them out. You are eliminating a variable. Okay? Step 2. Eliminate. I am the eliminator. Eliminate by adding the equations together. Again, so you get like a 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. 1.5 minus 1.5 is 0. And then last but not least, solve what's left. Solve what's left. Okay? And by this point, solving what's left is pretty easy. Okay? Like I said, some students prefer this method, some prefer the other method. I tend to find that whatever I do second, and I've done it both ways, is what the students like the most. Whatever. You still got to need to do both for the test, which I think is next Tuesday. We're probably going to push it back to Wednesday, but whatever. All right? So here we go. Anybody still writing? I think we're good. Example A. So here we go. If I were to add my x's together, I got 3 plus 3. Does that equal 0? No. Okay, what about the y's? If I add those together, would it equal 0? Yeah. Okay, so here's straight up what we're going to do. We're going to look at it like a big addition problem. What is 3 plus 3? So 6y. What is 2 minus 2? 0, so those go away. Equals, what's 4 minus 4? 0. So you get 6y equals 0. We have 6x equals 0. My bad. All right. So solve. What do you need to solve? Divide by what? Divide by 6. So 0 divided by 6 is still 0. Cool. All right. We got one of them. What do we do to find the y? Plug it in. Okay. Which equation do you want? Do you want the first one or the second one? I heard the second one first, so we're going to do that one. So we're going to use the second one. So we'll do 3 times 0 minus 2y equals negative 4. Just plug in that x, that 0 for x. So what's 3 times 0? So I'm just going to cancel that out. What do you got to do to get to the y? Add the 2? What's it doing to y? Is it adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? It's multiplying, because it's 2 times the y, or negative 2 times y. So we have to divide. So you get y equals negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. So your answer is the point 0, 2. Because remember, the intersection of two lines is a point. And x goes first. Cool. Any questions about this? All right, letter B. Take a second to look at it. Do one of the variables cancel out already? Yeah. Which ones? The x's. So go ahead and add those two together. Add those two equations together real quick. All right, so what equation do you get when you add those together? 2y equals 4. And I'll pause. Or negative 4, thank you. And I'll pause. Any questions about how we got that equation? Like, this is the most important part right here. If you don't get this, we need to stop and ask. All right, cool. What do you do next? Divide by what? Divide by 2. So in that case, if I divide by 2, y equals what? Negative 2. Yay! So I got that one. How do we find the x? Plug it in for what? Plug it in. Which one do you want? You want the first one or the second one? Okay, I heard the second one. It doesn't matter which one you do. They both work. So if you want to use the second, that's 2x minus y, which is negative 2, equals negative 8. I'm actually kind of glad we picked the second one because it illustrates this point right here. You are subtracting the y, therefore it is minus the negative 2. It is a double negative right there. All right? That's a simple mistake to miss. So two negatives make a what? A positive, so those go positive, which means we need to subtract it. So 2x equals what? Negative 10. And last but not least, we need to divide by 2. So x equals what? Negative 5. All right, so your answer is, what is your point? Is it negative 5, negative 2, or negative 2, negative 5? Which one goes first? The negative 5 goes first. Remember, it's x, then y. And that's your final answer. Like that? I know, I wish I could scroll the bottom of this up a little bit further. Sorry, but it won't let me. Once I get to the bottom of the page, it's just stuff. All right, how are we doing this? Give me 5 down. 5, this is easy. 4, I'm okay. 3 and 2, I'm lost. 1 take. Like I said, I actually prefer this method personally, but sometimes the other method is easier given the situation. All right, turn the page. Let's keep rolling. So letter C. Let's zoom in on that. Do the x's or the y's, one or the other, cancel out as it is right now? No, they don't. They're not. You got to have the same number of opposite signs. So we're going to have to manipulate this a little bit. Okay. So ask yourself this: the x's. What is the smallest thing that 10 and 5 multiply up to? Like, does the 5 go into the 10? Does 5 go into 10 at all? Yeah. So I could multiply this one by what? 2 to get the 10. Okay, so that's an option. How about this one? I got a 3 and a 6. Does the little one go to the big one? So what did I have to multiply that by to get it to 6? 2. Okay. So we can either multiply the top one by 2 and get rid of the y's, or multiply the bottom one by 2 to get rid of the x's. Okay? You can do either. I'm going to multiply the bottom one because it illustrates something else I want to point out. So we're going to multiply the entire equation. Now, this is bad notation to anybody who's a mathematician. I apologize. But we're going to multiply the whole thing by 2. It's really bad notation to put parentheses across an equal sign. But for this purpose, we're fine. Question. If I multiply this 2, we both get 10s, right? But do they have the opposite sign? No. What can I multiply it by that would fix that? A negative 2. All right, remember multiplying by a negative, we'll switch that sign. Do you always have to multiply by a negative? No. It's, do you need to switch the sign or not? Okay? Does that make sense as to what we're doing? Huh? All right, sorry. So what is negative 2 times negative 5? Positive 10. What is negative 2 times negative 6? Positive 12. What is negative 2 times 23? Negative 46. Cool. And now I'll pause. Does anybody have any problems with what we did here at all? All right, because that is kind of the crux of the issue, is can you get to this point? If you can get to this point, you're golden. I really do think you are. All right, so add up the x's. How many x's do you have? Well, negative 10 plus 10 is what? 0. Okay, so move to the y's. What is 3 plus 12? 15. So I have 15 y's. And we're only adding the first one and the third one. We manipulated the second one, so we don't want to add that one right now. So then do the right side. What is 1 minus 46? Negative 45. All right? So what's the last thing you got to do? Divide by 15. So in this case, y equals what? 3. Positive or negative? Negative. Cool. All right, let's take that line. Which one do you want to plug it into? You want to plug it into the first one, the second one, or the third one? First one. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I mean, whatever seems easier. So the first one you said, we'll use that one. So that's negative 10x plus 3 times negative 3 equals 1. All right, walk me through it. What are we going to do? What are you going to do first? We're going to do. What are we going to do with the threes? We're going to add them. Well, are they adding or are they multiplying? David said, come on, chill out for a second. Are these adding or are these multiplying? They're multiplying. So what? We need to take care of that. What's 3 times negative 3? Negative 9. There we go. So then what are we going to do? Huh? Add what? The 9. So if we add the 9 over, we get negative 10x equals what? 10. And then last but not least, we divide by the negative 10. So 10 divided by negative 10 is negative 1. So your answer is, which number goes first, the negative 1 or the negative 3? Negative 1. Good. Cool. Let's click one. There's 2 more I want to get through. We'll probably call it quits. All right. Letter D. Think about it. Don't yell it out. If I wanted to get rid of the x's, what would I want both of them to be in order to get rid of them? 6. So I can multiply this one by what? 2. All right. If I wanted to get rid of the y's, what would I want them to be? Well, this is the 2 going to 5. No, okay, so I'd have to multiply both of them. What is the smallest number they both go into? 10. So I'd have to multiply the top one by what? And the bottom one by 2. So you have an option. I can either multiply one of them to get rid of the x's, or I can multiply both of them to get rid of the y's. Which one you want to do, the x's or the y's? Let's do the x's. I mean, let's go for the easier one. So to get rid of the x's, you need to multiply the top equation by what? By 2. Why not a negative 2? Because good. You're absolutely right. They're already the opposite sides. All right? So multiply that out. Multiply that out right underneath it. Take, I don't know, 10 seconds, write that up. All right, what equation did you get? Good. All right, from there, what two equations are you going to add together? The first and the second, the first and the third, the second and the third? Which two cancel out the x's that you were going after? The second and the third. So go ahead, combine those together and solve it from there. Combine those together and then go all the way to the end. Get both your x and your y. All right, I think you can go to the end from there. Hopefully you at least got the y equals 2 to start off with. All right? And from here, you could have plugged it into anything. I plugged into the third one because I assumed most of you, those of you who got that far, didn't do that. But it doesn't matter which one you do. You will still get -2 if you did it right. Okay, so like I said, it does not matter. It's just weird. All right, how are we doing this? Give me a 5, 1. 5, I got this easy. 4, I'm okay. 3, 2, I'm lost. 1, you need help. All right, last one, we'll call it for the day. Letter G. Take a second and look at these and think to yourself, do any of these cancel out as they are? No. Okay, so the x's, what would we have to turn those into in order to get them to cancel out? Like, you'd have to go to a what? An 18. Does 9 go into 18? Yeah, does 6 go into 18? Yeah, so we have to multiply them both. All right, so that's one option. We can go up to 18 for the x. What about the y's? What would you have to multiply those ones up to? A 26. Does 13 go into 26? Yeah, does 2 go into 26? Yeah, so you have a choice. This way, we're going to have to multiply them both no matter what. Which one do you want to go after? Do you want to make them an 18? Or do you want to make them a 26? You want to do the 26? Okay. So that first one. I'll give you a hand. We're going to get a bigger number on this one. But so what? It's still going to work. Don't freak out about it. You got calculators. So if I'm going to go to a 26, what do I need to multiply that first equation by to get a positive, to get a 26? 13, because 13 times 2 is 26. All right, we're aiming for the y's right now. All right, so the bottom one, what do I need to multiply the bottom one to get it to a 26? 2. Now, will that solve, will at that point they be able to cancel out if I did that? No, why? Because they'll both be positive, right? You need to change one of those signs. So let's make, which one do you want to make negative? The first one or the second one? It doesn't matter. First one. So we'll make the first one a -13. Okay? At this point, I break out a calculator because I don't feel like multiplying by 13 in my head, especially 39. So what is negative 13 times 9? Is it 116? Or negative 116, I should say? No. Negative 117. Huh? Negative 117. So negative 13 is negative 117. Okay, what's negative 13 times 2? Negative 26. Pull out your calculator. Negative 13 times 39. That's the one I really don't want to do in my head. .507, so negative 507. Yeah, that's huge, but still, we'll survive. All right, let's do the 2. What's 2 times 6? You can do this one. 12. What's 2 times 13? And what's 2 times 9? 18, so negative 18. So now, the y's go away. Okay, what is negative 117 plus 12? Negative 105. What's negative 507 minus negative 18? Negative 525. All right, what are you going to do to solve? The process is the same, but just bigger numbers. Good. Divide by negative 105. Would anybody want to run under a guess what negative 525 divided by negative 105 is? It's positive 5. Okay? All right. Don't let the big numbers scare you. Okay? They're not that big. And your calculator can handle them. All right, so from here, what equation do you want to use to solve for the y? Do you want to use the first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth one? The fourth, yeah, I'm overruling you on that one. I'm not using the fourth because I don't feel like multiplying 12 times 5. Or 117 times 5. Yeah, I'm overruling you on that one too. Oh hell, let's use the fourth one. Why not? No one else said anything. So 12 times 5. What's 12 times 5? 60. So that's a 60 plus 26. Y equals negative 18. This works. All right, so what are you going to do to solve from there? Get the 60 on the other side. So minus 60 to cancel that. So you get 26 equals negative 60 and negative 18 make negative 28, negative 78, I mean. All right, and then what are you going to do? Which I think the answer is negative 3. But double check me on that. What's 78 divided by 26? Is it 3? All right, cool. So negative 3. So your answer is 5, 3. Sorry, I can't push that up any further than it already is. Personally, I would have gone for the 18 because the numbers wouldn't have gotten as big. But, like I said, it works either way. Okay, it is perfectly viable. Now, I know you don't want to do one more, but would you feel more comfortable if we did more? Or do you feel like you kind of got it already? You want to do one more? All right, we'll do one more. We'll at least get it started. So let's focus on the x's real quick. Think to yourself, don't yell it out. what would I have to multiply these up to in order to get rid of the x's? All right, what would you have to multiply this up to? 24. I mean, you can just do 8 times 12 and go all the way to 96, but they both go into 24, right? All right, what about the y's? Which one of those two what would you have to multiply to get rid of those? So that's 11. What about 22? Does 7 go into 22? What about 33? Does it go into 33? 44? 55? 66? How about 77? Yeah, so we have to go all the way up to 77 to get rid of that one. Hey, which one you want rid of, the x's or the y's? Let's do the x's. All right, so to get rid of this one, what do we need to multiply this by to get rid of the x's? Get that up to a 24. What do you need to multiply it by? 2. What do I need to multiply this one by to get this up to a 24? 3. Do I need to change their signs? Yeah, we do. They're both positive. One of them has to be negative, the other one has to be positive. So they add to 0. Which one do you want to change? The first one or the second one? First one? Okay. So what's negative 2 times 12? Okay, so negative 24. What's negative 2 times negative 7? What's negative 2 times negative 2? 4. All right, let's do the bottom one. What's 3 times 8? Good, so those cancel out. What's 3 times 11? What's 3 times 30? 90. There you go. All right, so add them up. How many y's do you have? 33 and 14 add up to 47. And 90 plus 4 is? And I am 99% sure that that's 2. Yep, 45 is 90, so 47 is 94. Good. All right, plug it in. Which one do you want? You want the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one? Which one you want? I really don't care which one this time. Third one. That's what I heard first. Sorry to all of you who already have an opinion. So here we go. Negative 24x plus 14 times 2. And we got to plug in that 2 for the y. Equals 4. All right, so what's 14 times 2? 28. Okay. Now what do? Subtract 28. 24 times 28. Negative 24 plus 4. Negative 28 plus 4. Wow. Is negative 24. It's been a wild day, everybody. I'm sorry. So x equals 1. So it is 1, 2. All that for a 1, 2. And I'm calling it for the day. At this point, you just need to try some. Work out the kinks. All right?